Hi Taurus, welcome to your Sealing the Timeline reading. There's an astrological event taking place that on September 14th will close, and whatever energies we have with us will continue in our lives for the next 12 years. So I felt like it was very important. If you're anything like me, sometimes we don't look at the truth of what's going on in our lives, or we don't think it's that important. We can deal with it later. So I figured we'd go to Spirit and say, what is it in our energies that we need to consider as we prepare for the ending of this astrological event that will seal in this next 12-year cycle. So I'm going to ask for our energy in romantic love, in money, in family, friends and coworkers, and also in health and wellness. So right now I'm going to ask God, our angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, and guides. We thank you for the messages that you give us, the clear and concise messages, the confirmation, validation, and clarification that you give us through these cards. And we ask you to help us to understand the energies that we need to consider as we prepare for this next 12-year cycle, so that we can walk into it in alignment with our highest self. That would be your first two. I'm not even playing with those. Okay, so your first one is crown chakra. That is where it comes to love, relationships. Your second is fear, trapped in fear, and that's money. Okay, show us what are the energies in family, relationships, friend relationships, and co-workers relationships. Show us what energies in those relationships we need to consider as we walk into this astrological cycle for the next 12 years. Also, I put a link at the bottom in the description that gives you more information on that astrological event. We're getting prosperity begins in family, relationships, friend relationships, and co-workers, and in the health and wellness, we're getting solar plexus. So you have two chakra areas that they want to discuss, one being in love and the other in health and wellness. Okay, so I'm going to ask the fairies, or I'm not asking the fairies, I'm asking God and the angels and Holy Spirit and the guides to give us the messages through the fairies as clarification. Give us clarification for Taurus. Why is the base, it's the base chakra, I'm sorry I said crown chakra earlier. Why is the base chakra showing up in regard to the love category? Why is the base chakra showing up in regard to the love category? Please show us clearly. Why is the base chakra showing up in regard to the love category for Taurus? Okay. We're getting Prince of Winter, and we're getting Queen of Summer, and we're getting the Emperor. Okay. And in the category of money, why is trapped in fear showing up in regard to money? Please show us clearly. Give us 3 clarification cards. Why is trapped in fear showing up in regard to money for Taurus? Please show us clearly. Why is trapped in fear showing up in regard to money with Taurus? Okay, we're getting the 7 of Spring. We're getting the 8 of Winter. We're getting the Dreamer. Okay. And in regard to family, I'm going to go back after all the cards are pulled, and we're going to have meaty conversations about each topic. In regard to family, friends, and co-workers, show us what is it about prosperity begins. Show us clearly. Clarify the prosperity begins card in family, friends, and co-workers. Okay, and we're getting the Ace of Summer. And we're getting the Ten of Spring. And we're getting the Princess of Summer. Okay, last one. Tell us why the solar plexus chakra is showing up in regard to health and wellness. Please show us. In regard to health and wellness, why is the solar plexus chakra showing up? Tell us clearly, why is the solar plexus chakra showing up in regard to health and wellness for Taurus? And we're getting the Sun. We're getting the Nine of Spring. And we're getting the Ten of Summer. Okay. All right, I'm going to put on my glasses so that we can dig into these messages, and we're going to start with love. Okay. So, the base chakra. The base chakra talks about, it has to do with our survival instincts, the things that we learned growing up, the foundations that we were brought up in, and things like that. And sometimes those energies can get blocked, or I say can get blocked. Sometimes we grow up with them blocked because we grow up with false truths about ourselves, or about what's expected of us and what it takes to survive and things like that. So in regard to love, you might have some issues about what's expected of you in a relationship. Okay, that's what I'm getting, and these cards are going to tell the rest of the story. So, the first card you're getting is the Prince of Winter. So the Prince of Winter is the same as the Prince of Swords. And he is, as you can see, very impulsive, very fast-moving, fun-loving, all that stuff. Sometimes a little too impulsive, okay? So in regard to love, I'm hearing jumps in too fast. So possibly you jump into relationships too fast. You're too eager to be chosen. Yeah. So what I got, I saw a picture of my daughter in my head just now with this. And I'm going to explain it. Sometimes we can be too eager to be chosen, okay? Whether you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. Sometimes we think we have to be chosen. Somebody has to pick us to love us, okay? So, especially if you're a female. And this is where my daughter comes in. Whenever she was in junior high, she came in the house one day. She had a few friends over, and they were all out playing, jumping on the trampoline. That was a long time ago because she's 23 now. She turned 23 yesterday, as a matter of fact. But anyway, she was outside playing, come running in, all excited. Mom, she says, I have a boyfriend. I said, you do? She says, yeah. She says, I asked, and she said his name, to go out with me. I said, wait a minute, you asked him? And she said, yeah. And I was like, Judith, you can't ask him. Boys are supposed to ask girls. And she looked at me really like confused. And she says, Mom, you've always taught me that I should be independent and I should be able to make my own decisions and I shouldn't have to rely on a man and blah, 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 all that stuff. But now you're telling me I have to wait for some man to choose me? And it was like, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense, does it? So, I mean, I felt like I had to say, okay, well, good. Yay, go play with your boyfriend. Go jump on the trampoline with him. But these are the types of things I'm talking about. We feel like We have to be chosen. So when somebody chooses us, sometimes we get so excited or so flattered that we're like, oh yeah, whatever. So, and I don't know that that's the exact situation, but it's something similar to that, something along those lines that perhaps you do when it comes to romantic relationships. You're eager to please. You're eager to be accepted. And that's where this card comes in. You're a beautiful, loving, generous person, and you are you emanate love. I mean, you are confident in so many areas, but sometimes you do too much for other people in an effort to be accepted. And this could also be in relationships, that sometimes because you think that's what it takes, okay? Because sometimes you feel like you have to be accepted by them, that you're not good enough unless you do something for them, something like that. So what Spirit's trying to say is, in regard to love, they want you to drop that energy, because this is what they have for you on the other side of that. And if you're in a relationship, it can actually be within the same relationship that you end up having this. This is the Emperor. So the Emperor is very savvy. He's very smart, resourceful. He uses logic and structure and stuff like that to do things. He's very fatherly, all that kind of stuff. But if you see right here, his heart is lit up right there. It's on fire. And he leads with his heart. Like, he doesn't make a decision unless he's compassionately thinking about how it affects the other person. And whenever I say that, I don't mean in an unhealthy way. I just mean that he's considerate and compassionate when it comes to others. So this is what Spirit is wanting to say. And this could be a female. You could be a male. This could be a female. The roles can always be reversed. But what I'm saying is, you deserve to be treated as well as you treat others. And that's what Spirit's saying in this message. Forget about what you thought growing up. Forget about what you thought it took to make a relationship work. No. You deserve to be treated with respect, compassion, love, and all those same things that you extend to others. That's what Spirit's saying in this particular category. Okay. So, and it has to do with your root chakra. So basically what they're saying is you might want to do some work to clear your root chakra, because that's going to help you get rid of those ideas about yourself. Okay, the next is money, and you've got trapped in fear. So this one's pretty common, especially when it comes to money. We feel like it takes money to do everything, and it does take money to do a lot of things, but there's a lot of simple pleasures out there too. But in regard to your money, you work hard. This is saying you work hard, okay? And you are you work hard, and you bring your core values to your work. You're very authentic. You're very authentic is a really good word, but you're loyal, you're authentic, you're loyal, you're a hard worker, all those things, and you actually get results. So Taurus, what they're saying is those types of qualities are worth money. Okay, they're valuable skills to bring to a company, but you're feeling trapped, and it's getting clarified with you're feeling trapped. So perhaps you're feeling trapped in a job that does not fulfill you emotionally or in your money house, okay? And it's showing me this, the dreamer, okay? So it sounds like you've got some things that you're very passionate about, or a project that you're very passionate about, that you would either love to step into a new position in the same company, get a new job with a different company, or perhaps start your own company. Okay? So what they're saying is to be able to step into this new cycle. Okay? They want you to acknowledge the value that you bring to the table in with yourself, with your authenticity, with your loyalty, with your hard work and your dedication, all that stuff. That is very valuable in any company, even if you start your own company. Okay? And they're also saying you're not trapped. You're really not trapped. This is about you. And if you decide to stay where you are, that's a choice too, but you need to drop those feelings of being trapped, okay? Because you're not. This is a free will system. You live in I was going to say you live in a free country, but I don't know what country you live in. So, but you live in a world where there are options, okay? So you staying there is your decision if you decide to stay there, because there's other things out there for you that you can do, whether it's a promotion, whether it's a new company, or whether you start your own company, okay? So that's money. All right, Taurus. Prosperity begins. This is exciting. Prosperity is the same as the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so it's like you're being handed something. Because it's coming up in family and friends and co-workers, I'm going to say, and then you're getting the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Spring. And the Princess of Summer. Perhaps you're wanting to get pregnant. If you're a female, or if you're a male, perhaps you're wanting to get somebody pregnant, maybe start a family or something. And what they're saying is that this is a huge possibility in this cycle. But there's one thing you must do, and that is let go of the burdens, let go of the thoughts that you can't do it, because they're sitting here saying this is an offer for you. This is something that is absolutely in your future, but you have to let go of the negative thoughts about it, that you maybe aren't emotionally ready for it, that you maybe aren't financially ready for it, this trapped in fear about your money. You know, it's time to let all that go. Let go of those worries, put that down, because this is something that's waiting for you on the other side, potentially. You know, if you're ready to let go of some things, like the worry about it. There's never a perfect time, by the way, to do that, to have a baby or start a family. There's really never a perfect time, and it is scary to bring a child in the world. And I don't know that that's for a very limited number of people, I would imagine, because I mean, not everybody wants to get pregnant and have kids, but that's what I'm seeing right there. Or maybe somebody in your family is gonna, one of your kids is gonna have a kid or something like that. There's some kind of new life coming in to your family, friends, and coworker situation, but I think it's more directly related to you, Taurus, or it wouldn't be showing up in your reading. And it could be something like I said, a grandkid, and not one of your kids, but a grandkid. Okay, so your health and wellness, you got the solar plexus, and I'm just going to tell you, you've overcome some health battles. You have overcome some health battles. And what I feel like what they're saying is you're good. You know, you're so good because you rely on your intuition to tell you about your health. It's like you don't run to the doctor every time you get a scrape. You don't run to the doctor every time you have a sniffle or anything like that. And you likely don't go to the doctor very much at all. You likely use more holistic practices, maybe. But you rely on your own intuition to help guide you in regard to your health. And that is not only physical, but that is spiritually and mentally. You really rely on your connection with them with the feelings that you get in here, you go to yourself first for the answers. And we were all created with the ability to heal ourselves. So it looks like that's something that you've done, and you may have actually accomplished a big deal already, Taurus, where there was something serious wrong, and you used holistic practices, meditation, or whatever, and you actually healed yourself, but which is physical and spiritual and mental, all in one practice to be able to overcome that. So it looks like you have done a really good job, and they're basically saying, you're good. You got this as far as your health and wellness goes. So Taurus, you seem like you're pretty laid back with all this. The only thing is, like I said, you might have some a little few ideas about relationships that aren't necessarily in your best interest. Not that they're wrong. It's just that you could have something better, because you absolutely deserve in a relationship all of the respect and compassion that you give out. Okay, and you don't have to be so impulsive about hurrying up to do something for somebody. It should be an equal give and take. And like I said, if you're in a relationship already, this doesn't mean you have to leave this person. It just means that you have to change the way you do things. Change the way you do things, and maybe have a conversation about it and say, whatever. But and in regard to your money, you're not trapped. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself to go to the next level, whatever that level is for you. Okay, we're going to get a PS. This is actually the shortest one that I've done, and it's because you seem to have it together, Taurus. I have to tell you a story real quick while I'm shuffling these cards. I tell a lot of stories. My ex-husband is a Taurus, and he's a great guy. We're friends, but in our years of marriage, we were married 23 years, and I was very religious, and he was like, whatever, yeah, I'll go to church. It wasn't important to him. It just was not important. But he came because it was important to me. He was that guy who did absolutely everything impulsively, anyway, great guy. Our kids laugh and they say, they say we're great friends, but they don't like us married because we're not good married, but we're good friends. But anyway, I remember one day, I'm the church girl, right? I'm the girl that has all the religious stuff going on, and I'm studying my Bible, and I'm frustrated because all the time I'm frustrated because I just can't ever be good enough for what I think I'm supposed to be. That's a whole nother topic, but anyway. And I'm frustrated at him because he doesn't take it as seriously as I do. And I don't remember exactly what the story was, exactly what happened in that day, but something happened, and he looked at me and he said something, and it was just so simple and so compassionate toward the other person that I was so frustrated with. And I said, damn it. And he said, what? And I said, I get so mad because you don't take church as seriously as I do. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm married to Jesus. I want you to be more like Jesus, or I'm trying to be more like Jesus, and I'm married to Jesus because you're just that nice. And I say that, Taurus, because I see you there. Your reading made me think of that. So it's like, and I'm not saying you have to be religious. He wasn't. He could care less about church. But he was just so good. He was just so good. He is just so good about everything for everybody. He would take the shirt off his back for people. And sometimes, and even in our case, that wasn't fair. He's a great guy. And you're a great person, but it's not. You deserve to be treated at least as well as you treat others, and he deserved that too. And I didn't do that. And I'm just going to be honest. I did not treat him as well as he treated me, and so the good news is he's got a little girl now that, I say little girl, a young woman now in his life that when she looks at him, her eyes just twinkle and glow and all that stuff. And I am tickled to death for him because he deserves that. He does deserve that. Okay, enough about all that. We're getting the PS here, and I want to thank you, all the new subscribers for, and you deserve that too. The new subscribers, I'm a new channel, so all the subscribers and the comments and the likes and all that stuff, I so appreciate it. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do so. And let's see what your PS is. I love to get PSs. I think I just love the extra messages. Okay. Well, let's start over because I pulled 3 cards at the same time. Oh, well, I guess I could have just laid them out, huh? Duh, I'm sorry. Okay. Give us a PS for Taurus. Show us what is your last little bit of encouragement or advice or whatever for them. One at a time, Cheryl. This is out in the cold. You're feeling out in the cold. I don't see you feeling out in the cold, but it's possible that somebody else might feel that way. I can't imagine that either with this reading. Maybe it's walking away from the traditions, because that's what she's doing. She's walking past the stained glass window, okay? I'm sorry, it just took me a minute. She's walking past the stained glass window, so perhaps she's walking away from beliefs that she had growing up, okay? And it doesn't necessarily have to be built around religious stuff, but the beliefs that we had growing up, you know, they're foundational. And we just think that if we don't do that, then we're doing something wrong. That's not true. So she's walking past that. She's leaving that behind her. Okay. Yay. It took me a minute. Look, the universe is saying you deserve emotional fulfillment. They're handing you a cup full of love and blessings. You deserve that in your life. You deserve to be treated as well as you treat everybody else, Taurus. You deserve that. And then I pulled 2, so I'm going to give them 2. You got the 7 of Cups. You have some options coming up. And somebody said one time, don't pick one to work on them all. Choose them all. If you want them all, choose them all. If you're ready for it, choose or receive them all. Because it looks like maybe they're all cups. So it's like, in this case, I feel like Spirit's saying, we want to give you so much. And you're worthy of it. So let other people give into your life the way you give into others, and accept the surprises. Because the Page of Cups, which is what this is, she's coming with an offer that's a surprise. So that might be this new baby that's coming along, either in your life or a grandchild or niece or nephew or something like that. But I think it's more closely related, child or grandchild coming in. But this fear about being good enough, a good enough parent or a good enough grandparent, well, something about that fear's got to go, okay? Those burdens got to get laid down. But yeah, that surprise, that's confirming that. Taurus, I'm so excited I got to read into your life, that you allowed me to do that. If you stayed with me this long, don't forget I have some links down in the bottom, the link to the story that explains the astrological timeline. I actually have a link to a TED Talk for HeartMath, but you probably don't need that. You can listen to it if you want to. It's a great talk. And then I also have a link to Chakra Boosters, which is something that you probably already work with if your health and wellness is that great. But anyway, Taurus, have a super, super day. It was a pleasure to visit with you today, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.